Okay, and this is, by the way, this is Ted Fetch Perspective, part 2 of the podcast that is my life. So I want to make clear to everyone, because in case the government or anyone tries to do anything, prevent me from doing anything, arrest me for shit I didn't do, and which is a very real possibility, I would like to let you know, and I want this to be documented somewhere, that I am not suicidal, first off, at all. All right. I want to live a long, happy life. I have things that I want to accomplish. Okay. So the government may want me to shut me down permanently because of what I said, which is all true. For your protection. And by the way, I'm actually fighting for your rights. So I don't know why everyone gets pissed off when I say shit, because unless you want to be enslaved into a program that you can't do anything but what you're told to do, then I guess if that's what you want, then yeah, I guess you'd be pissed off. That's the only reason. That's the only reason you'd be pissed off. But yeah, so everything I said was true, and it's not true by me. It's true by them. Like I said, always say, check your sources, double check, investigate if you really want to know truth, if you have any desire at all to know truth. It's out there. All you got to do is find it. Look for it. It's on their own websites usually. But so in case anything is misconstrued, or the police try to pull me over, or try to do anything that would prevent me from living my life freely and getting equal and fair representation just like everyone else, because people do not, and I know this for a fact with the division going on in this country right now, people do not like getting discriminated against. In fact, it's case number 1 on the agenda with the world right now. Or at least in America, as far as the division, and there's racial tensions and stuff like that. So it's obviously important that we don't discriminate. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having these issues. So I believe everyone's for free and equal opportunity to live their life freely. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be fighting over the right to have a life and not get discriminated against. So if you have that right, and I believe no one should get discriminated against. I think that if you believe that you have the right to represent yourself and to fight for your freedoms and your opportunities to live your life freely and not get discriminated against, then I should be able to do the same, right? Because you do believe in non-discrimination. Otherwise, you wouldn't be fighting for your right to that when it does happen to you. So if you believe that for yourself, and you believe in a country that does have equal opportunity and no one should get discriminated against, which you do, otherwise you wouldn't be fighting for your right not to get discriminated against. So therefore, I should have the same right not to get discriminated against either, correct? If you believe one, then you have to believe the other. So now that we all agree that we live in a country that no one should get discriminated against, and we have laws that prevent that, and if that does happen, and you're made to not be able to go to an establishment or eat or go to a job, then you have the right to defend yourself in a public court of law and bring justice to yourself for being discriminated against. I know you know that because you've done it, and I see you do it, so therefore you believe in it. And if you believe that, then you believe everyone should have that right. Otherwise, if everyone didn't have that right, you wouldn't have the right to fight against your own freedom to do shit you want to do, and discrimination would... does this make sense? If you believe that there's laws that prevent you from getting discriminated against, and you feel that you were discriminated against, and you fought for your freedom to have those laws revoked, or you went to court to express this and to sue somebody or whatever the case may be because your rights were violated, then you believe that there's an equal opportunity, that no one should have that. So if you believe that, then you should believe that everyone has the right to live their life freely and not get discriminated against. I mean, that's otherwise you wouldn't have a case if you didn't believe that. So all I'm saying is, I don't want to get discriminated against, just like you don't want to get discriminated against, just like no one should get discriminated against. We all live on planet Earth. We have the same rights, freedoms, protections that everyone else does. Otherwise, we wouldn't be living on the United States of America with the U.S. Constitution that allows those freedoms. We wouldn't have had the Civil Rights Movement. We wouldn't have had any of that. But thank God we did. And we have the freedom to express ourselves. And if we are violated in our civil rights, we have the right to defend ourselves and bring that up and make that fair and that's the case. That's what the great thing about this USA was supposed to be: a freedom of speech, freedom of expression, the right to pursue your dreams, pursuit of liberty, justice for all. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's been a little bit. Then, and trust me, I do know this is that, and this is a fact. Like I understand that my little Starbucks thing that did happen is small potatoes compared to some of the things that's happening in the United States against African Americans. That's for sure, and that's a fact. I mean, that's just a fact. I'm not saying that I freaking that in any way, shape, or form, or in any way comparing my situation to that, but that was an atrocity for sure. So what I'm saying is that like freaking I'm pissed off because I'm getting freaking discriminated against, but I also understand that it's been much worse for many people in lot longer times, way worse than what I have right now. I do get that. But I'm just saying that no one should ever get discriminated against. I mean, like, we're all here on this earth together. We should all have the rights to pursue our dreams, live our lives the way we want to, choose our day the way we want to choose it, and not try to be cool with each other. We're going to disagree. That's fine. We have the ability to do that, and that's okay. Luckily we have a right to have an opinion. That's for sure. When that's gone, we're going to really miss it. It's not going to be gone. We're going to change that. Everyone should have a right to have their own opinion. Should have the right to pursue their own dreams. If you want to take up art class, take up art class. If you want to learn an instrument, if that's what you want to do. But I don't want the government telling me what instrument I need to play when I didn't even want to play one. But that's where we're headed if we don't do something. You're going to take up crochet now. Fill your time doing that for a while. Well, I don't. Well, the good thing I was wanting to do crochet. Hopefully, if that's the case. Oh, and then they'd switch it for you. Oh, if he likes that, then we can't make him do that one. We got to do something else then. But I just want everyone. Is it so wrong? Is it because I guess it is. Can't we all just freaking at the poker table? We all won. That was great. High fives around our table for once. Except the dealer, she got paid too. Because we won. She got tips. Everyone's a winner. Haha. We all won. In our little world of one poker table at one hand. But that's even at work when I was in sales, it's a good feeling when everyone's making money. Freaking energy that's a high energy, boy. That's a good feeling. It's not so much when you have to be one guy making money and everyone else is not. That's not a good. You're glad you're making money, but it's not a good feeling for knowing that they're not, just because you wish everyone was. At least me. And so back to the main purpose of this before I, go off on another tangent about nothing that's important, but you might not think so, is the most important thing for me right now is to make sure that everyone's clear of the fact that I'm not suicidal. I'm sober. I'm not, what else I was going to say? Sober, there was something else about... I'm not drinking, so therefore if there's a potential he's drunk driving or something like that. This is it. I'm not retarded, or I'll just give a bad word. I'm not mental awareness, whatever that is. Mental Health Awareness Day is gone, and I don't need medication except the fact maybe it's my Zoloft. That's okay. Doesn't mean I'm crazy. I know what reality is. I'm not schizophrenic. It's actually the most clear I've been probably in my life. So there's that. I can speak articulate. Well, don't even say that like that, Ted. I know what I'm saying. Okay, let's put it that way. Articulate is a word. It's harder for me to say that because of my teeth, I guess, that I need to fix, according to you guys. Oh, man. So I'm not drunk. I'm not intoxicated. I did not do anything wrong. But what I do know is that if anything does get put on me, it was framed or it was made to look that way. And I know this because I would tell you what I do. In fact, you know what I do because you see me do it all the time. So I own that, but I'm changing as far as like the drugs, stuff like that. Yeah, I do have a problem. I'm a human being that chose to do drugs, not all the time, occasionally. But yeah, so there's that. And don't go grow. Oh my God, I knew it. See, there it is. We knew it. We got him. Okay, hold up there, Columbo. Let me just tell you this, that, everyone has their little vices that they do. It doesn't discount anything that I said. So it doesn't make, one doesn't cross out the other. Okay, so he did drugs. That means that all of that stuff that he said is not true. Nope, that means you're crazy for thinking that way because that doesn't discount, one doesn't mean the other. So therefore, you can still do your investigation. Bill Gates would love to tell you what's going on. Don't take my word for it. He's the source that you'd want to go to. And he says it very good in a way that you can understand, in a way that I understood. So there's that. So don't ever take my word on anything. Investigate everything I say, please. And for everyone that listens to anything, I would recommend that you do that on everything. Because you want to trust people, and people not always have the best intentions, I've found. So if somebody says something to you before you go on to an hour-long webinar about nothing, and you may want to I don't know, figure it out earlier on so you can get out before the hour. That's the only thing. It's like I'm waiting for the presentation part. I'm waiting for the big reveal. What's the program? This is the program. Wasting your time for an hour. So eat what you want. I'm a firm believer in that your body is your temple, not my temple. So therefore, if you prefer coffee in the morning, I think that you should be able to drink that. I think that that's a good thing for you to do, is drink what you want and eat what you want. And if you feel like exercising, go for it. You have the right to do that. If you don't do it. You have the right to say no to exercise. You have the right to pick your own job. That's, these are great things that we always take for granted every single day that, we should just be able to anyway. It's not something we should be even grateful for. It should be our rights to begin with when we were born in this world. But, these days we have to be grateful for the freedoms that we were allowed to have according to the people that gave us freedom, which turns out to be the elites. So I don't know. I mean, we shouldn't even have to think for our freedom. We should be born with that right to be free. It's not something you should just be like, okay, I earned it. No, you were born. That's your earning. That was your earned part. You were born into a world where you were free, so therefore, you're free. No, we need you to pay taxes for the food that we're going to charge you for food. I bet you there's no other society in the universe that's like, all right, tax them on the food that they're eating, that they need to survive. Oxygen is going to start costing money soon, so, start conserving your oxygen levels. The sun's coming out. According to Bill Gates, he's blocking out the sun in the next 5 years, so I don't know what that's going to do to us. And by the way, it's not me that's saying this. In fact, what I did do, is he states he's doing something. I researched the company that he is investing in that did the studies that's doing that. So that way it's like, whoa, yep, real thing, studies been made, money's been paid, it's there. Little fact check. All right, so just like the other freaking Bill Gates Foundation, but it's something else, but it sounds more, it's like for population control. I had to look that one up. Yep, that's an existing thing. They do have that. That's what he wants. That's what his dad taught him, I guess, with Planned Parenthood. But I don't know. That was the first time I've heard of that. That his dad was was on the board, or that actually ran Planned Parenthood. But I didn't. But I mean, like, he was saying it as like part of his credentials, which I guess that's part of his credentials. Is if that's the way he's presenting it. But at least, he got up there and he told the truth in a weird way that it sounded confusing and crafty. I'll tell you that. A little crafty. Makes you think like it's kind of like they do to me. They think that there's good news coming, and boom. It's like those words sound good until you get to the end, and that's where it gets like, okay, that's what it meant. Just exactly what he said it meant. We just thought that it was going to mean something different because the words they used are words that we normally use for good things, until it comes down to the last part, which is to reduce the babies in the world. But again, not my words, like his words. Maybe I paraphrase for sure. But you more than welcome to check it out yourself. That way you can make your own decisions on what he says that's real and what's not real, and what he's saying to be true. If you believe him or not, because that's what he's saying. So either you believe him or you don't. But you do believe him because he's behind everything else you believe in. So I would assume that if you believe that, you have to believe this. Since it's the same source that tells you to wear the vaccine and made the vaccine and all that other shit. So now what's going to happen is that I don't even fucking know at this point. I'm just like tired of telling the truth over and over and over again. And then, getting more discrimination and this, that, and the other, and all this other bullshit I have to deal with just for being honest about what's going on in my life, taking proactive measures so others can receive the same privileges in the future in case anyone else is going to get discriminated against. I would like to know that I would maybe had something to do with their prevention of that at any point in time. But no one cares about that. They say, I think it's because you guys have forgotten what this earth experience is, because you have two realities and this one is not your real one. If I had another world and this was not my real world, I would be like, freaking, this is the only world I know, so this is as real as it gets for me. So if you have another perspective that's a different way and this is not the real one for you, then you should be even more compassionate for me. For real. This is all I know. I don't have any other reality, so this is my reality. And if I'm getting discriminated against in the only reality I know and not able to jump into another one, then that's even more fucked up. Start thinking about that, for example. I don't have any other knowledge than what I know here now at this moment in this world. So for you to think this is a game or whatever, or he's saying something he shouldn't say or something like that, to prevent, because this is all I know. For all I know, this is it. This is all real to me. This is what I have to defend because I'm getting this happening to me. But if I was able to jump into Time War Continuum like the other world, and this was just game for me or something down here, I don't know how it works, but then I would be like, okay, well, it's just that then. But I don't have that. I don't have the ability to quantum leap into that. So I'm stuck here in this world, living this day to day, and yeah, it's intense. If I could jump out, I'd be like, whatever. Well, I'm just, this is not my reality anyway, so. And that's the realist as it gets. Until you can appreciate somebody that doesn't know anything different and not have the perspective you have, that this is not the main thing, then you're never going to really understand what I'm going through. Therefore, I'm never going to understand your perspective either, but you should be more compassionate on mine since that's all I know. It's not like I have any other option. That's another thing. It's like, wouldn't you be like, all right, slow down on that guy. He's real. That's all he knows, guys. So let's just try to keep it calm with him. He's got to figure this out somehow. Let's just give him some space. Yeah, and he's got all those feelings that we don't, so he's really feeling this. He's like really going through it. Maybe we should just let him think it through. But I didn't commit any crimes. If I did, I admitted it to you, and I would own shit that I did do. But don't fucking try to plant something on me or some bullshit like that just because I spoke my truth and the only reality I know, which is this one, which you have maybe 2-3 other ones you can zap into. I don't want to spend my only reality locked up in a place that all I know is time is real there. I can't zap out of that time in time, doing time. I don't want to ever do that. I'd rather just take the freaking destruction program. Hit the switch in me or whatever you do. Rather than that. Because I don't want to fucking be locked up ever again. And if I do it, I want to be able to have my rights. And if I can't have freedoms and liberties on the free side when I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't see how I'm going to be able to beat the system when I'm locked up. When I can't even win and I'm not even free on the outside. So, and the attorneys out there, I want to let you know this. I can't even tell you how disappointed I am. Really. At the end of the day, if you're going to be a civil rights attorney and that's what you're going to specialize in, then do it. This is a civil rights issue, and this is a real issue, unless there's just no real... if we're playing the game, at least, even if this is the game that we're playing, then there has to be a person to represent the other side for the pendulum to swing, right? So there's got to be an attorney out there that's going to take my case for this to all work in the way it's supposed to with the way the game's designed. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to say this right now as my part of playing my part in this. So there's got to be an attorney there to be on my side. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to say this at all. That's my job. This is my purpose. This is my role. I'm going to play it because it is my role, and it's the only role I know is to live my life and freely, and that's the only thing I care about. Most anything is my self-sovereignty, free will to choose what I want to do when I want to do it, with respect to everyone else being able to do the same. Is that so hard? These are basic truths that we were we all. It's not something that I'm just going, oh my gosh, what's he free rights to choose your life and do things you want to do? No. Shut him down. He's saying stuff that we're all doing. Actually, we just don't want him doing it. Well, guess what, guys? I'm sorry that I was born on planet Earth with you guys, and I'm sorry that I live here. I'm sorry that this is my world too, and I live here like you guys do, and I have to survive, and I have jobs that I want to do and things that I want to pursue just like everyone else, and I should be able to do them because I'm on this planet Earth just like you guys, and I'm not trying to prevent you from doing anything you want to do except if it involves me having to do something that you need me to do for me to become something that I'm not, which is like the worst form of discrimination. I think that goes into something else quite different. So I just expressed my right to be a human being on this earth, and that's what I should be able to do. And I think it's important to fight for that because it's an important thing to have, regardless of whether you choose to be. You can choose to be you, and I can choose to be me. We can both live together. I don't know who made the idea that we can't. Why did you make that idea? It's not like I'm out there going, I'm going to show them, I'm going to take out that. No, I'm not. I'm just going to go to work and do my thing like normal people do. And I thought you'd be able to do the same. And we live in a world together where we all do what we want. And no, you have to take it all. You have to take everything. Let's take it all over. We're not going to be happy until we have everything. And that's how do you, really, can't you just chill? All right, chill there, guy. Back off a second. I'm just going to work. I'm not trying to do anything but live my life. That's the problem. We don't want you to live your life. Well, I don't understand. I was born here just like you. What's the problem here? I don't get it at all. Can you explain that to me? No, we can't. If we're going to talk real, let's just be real about it. I'm telling you the truth. It's been made clear to me twice, but it's been more prevalent than now, more than ever. But the thing of it is that, I got to believe at one point in time that before whatever, the integration, as I call it, I don't even know what the word would be, that you thought that you'd all want, there was people that, and I know there's still good people out there that but I think that it's slowly going to be taken away. It's not going to go back at all. It's not moving back to empathy ever. It's moving the other way for everyone that's in there. You do know that, right? I hope you know that. Because you should be aware of it if you don't. It's never going to go back to, okay, let's take it back to love and, no. It's not going to ever go back. They're going to go forward with more and more. Let's take more and more. Let's eliminate all forms of conscious. And we don't want them to have a conscience at all. We want you to think without any form of empathy for anyone, but that is, which is us, in all ways, and take anything from anyone at every time. And that's the only thing that we want you to think about. Well, we don't want you. We'll tell you when you're ready to think about it, of course, like always. And that's that. Anything else? Get out of our way. Go home. Die. Why? I don't know. Because you feel like you have to own the whole universe, maybe? I feel like that's your plan. Let's rule everything. Why? Can't you just be happy, just knowing that there's other people out there, that maybe it's so great that we're all able to have our own? No, not at all. Not at all. We're not happy about that at all. In fact, it's the main thing we're against, is anyone else living besides us. Well, I don't get that. Well, you're not. We didn't ask you, did we? We did not ask you if you liked it or not. We just told you what's going to happen. Well, that's not freaking the way it works, believe it or not. You know what? I don't think everyone knows. In fact, you make it perfect, and you make it perfectly clear that no one is to know what they're getting into until you put them into it. That's a problem. If you're not given any kind of information on what you think is real when you sign up for this program that is you, and you don't know what you're getting into before you get into it, because everyone thinks they have their idea of what God is, and based on what we've been taught in religion for our whole lives. Yes, this is pissing somebody off, but this is true. So you've been taught, you grow up in a family, you go to church, you're taught certain things only because that's what you were taught. You don't know any different. So then when you go into this program, you think that that's what you're getting into based on what you were taught, right? So what if it's completely different and it's not in a way that's something that you're comfortable with? Well, it's too late, because you put your faith in something that you thought you had to put your faith in based on what they told you that was your salvation, and everything was what you believe, because you believe things because people tell you, and why would you think they were lying? Well, now you're part of something that's completely opposite now because of the fact that you just trusted and had faith in something greater than yourself, and now you found out that it wasn't quite the same as you thought it was. Not to say it's bad, I don't know anything about it, but I know it's not what you thought it was when you did it. In fact, they make it clear not to tell you anything until it happens. That's the questionable part that I have. You made clear that tell me everything else about religion my whole life when you made the religions up, but now all of a sudden I can't know what the real thing is? So you basically created up a religion for me to believe in so I'd integrate into the system. Yep. There it is. That's as real as it really gets. So now that I'm integrated in the system, now I thought there was, no, congratulations, you're part of the team. And that's different than the religion that you thought you were signing up for probably when you went into the integration process. At least that's the way it would have been for me if when I was like thinking it was going to happen. And then when I went to no thought, no emotion, zombie state, happy zombie, smiling for no reason. Yet I support the race cars too. Drive, sir, drive. You are living in a world where you're allowed to drive a vehicle and have a loud muffler on the end. We support that right too. What I don't support is being told that my life has to end or anything else that's pertaining to my ability to live on this earth. And I hope that anything that's up there that's of any kind of higher creation on this upper realms of this earth plane, if there is a real star family out there, and I do have soul guides and whatnot, I would hope that, even though I don't have the whole perspective, obviously, like you guys do, I would hope that you respect the fact that I'm here and this is what I know, and I would feel that this would be something that everyone should be fighting for. And if it's not the way that I'm saying it, and if it's not the way that I perceive everything as far as the integration program is concerned, well, then you'd have to say that the religion is exactly what you got now, and that everything that you were taught growing up as far as what God and everything else was is the way it is when you're where you're at now. The exact same. I mean, that would be the only way it would be different as if it was different. In which case, that means that the religions were based to it's completely different. I don't know. But I mean, there's got to be sometimes that you get told to do something you don't want to do, or is it to the point where you just not have a choice at all? I don't know. But these are important, and I know that I'm speaking about things that probably shouldn't ever be talking about, and it probably goes against everything anyone's ever been told to say before. But it has to be said. Because if I if I can't even go to Starbucks now, I mean, wow, then I have to be able to fight for my right to live, all right? At the very least, I think more than anything, I should be more than anything. If this is the only reality I know, then this should be definitely my right to fight for the reality. The only thing I know is to live, that is my life. If I had to, I'd be like, all right, forget it then. Let that guy go. Put him in the enslavement program, whatever, because I'm over here anyway, so this is not really my thing anyway. Do you see the difference? Well, I don't want to be in the enslavement program. And this is my reality. So if that's what I know to be true, which it is because that's what they told me and that's what's out there, and these are the things that they say that they're going to do and they are doing, and this is my reality and I see that happening, I should be able to speak up against it and fight against that for being my reality. You know, I mean, like, it's not like something I'm just like going like, oh man, what's he doing? The only thing I know how to do is survive. But yeah, that's it. I mean, like, I'd hope you like. I mean, like, if I had like two realities, this isn't my real reality. So whatever goes down there happens. But no, that's all I know. So everything that happens down here happens real time, all the time, and all I know. I don't see how that's so hard to understand. Like, I mean, like, especially if this is the case. So yeah, of course I'm going to fight for my right to live in a world where I'm free because I don't have any other world to live in. I don't know. I don't know, man. I gotta be able to figure this out or find something to change this or something. I think I can do it somehow. I just don't know how. Man. Because, I mean, like, I want to live, dude. I want to live a life. I want to be able to pursue dreams. I think that's the reason everyone came here, right? If this is a second reality, that's what they came here for, to be able to do what they want, pursue the lives that they choose, be able to have the struggle of, doing that, the challenge to get to the top, whatever the hell that is that you want to do. Well, and then if that fails for you, you're just like, all right, I'll just either do it. I don't know if you get the second chance or if it's like whatever, or back into the, I don't know. I don't know anything that happens outside of what I know here. I know that there is something else, but I don't know how it works. So being that, then of course I'm going to say what I need to say to protect my life and the freedoms that I have on the only reality that I know, the only existence I know, which is the human life down here on the earth. So unless you're gonna like the big reveal, I'd like it to be like the South Park episode that was about me. That freaking Stan's mom or one of them was like, "Don't you get it? There's shooting at the school and the kids are dead." And his husband's like, "Yeah, so what? We're just eating dinner here. What happened, Stan? You got an F on your test. Let's talk about that." Like, because I guess they had the higher perspective and she didn't. So at the end, like, they were gonna seemed like it was like big reveal. So they had a party, like they were all there. They tricked her to go to the school to say that there was a school shooting because this is what she cared about, to be there for her surprise party, which was supposed to be like the big reveal. It was hilarious because it was like, I felt her pain. And then when the party came, when he's like walking down the stairs, there's music in the background, the whole community's there and then next thing you know, it was just like, I told you I didn't have my, she nothing. It was just hilarious. man. So, what now? I don't want to. I'd rather just like, I don't know. I want to have a life too. I don't want to sit in a hotel room for the rest of my life. That's the one thing I don't want to do either. That's not living. Hotel room, isolation, hotel room, reality. No. Friends and family. That's been. I think I accidentally opted out of that program somehow, because the friends and family program has been eliminated from my existence somehow. What else of reality program can we try to make happen that'd be a good reality program to live? What is that? How about no, I don't even know, man. I just want to be able to live freely, go to restaurants, not even be noticed. I mean, like, just be part of the crowd without being part of the crowd. How about that? Well, and you know what? And the worst part is like the kind of like the real energy that I get is not like ever any kind of, it's almost like disgust. Like, oh, here he is. Like, but I'm like, and that's what pisses me off more than anything. I'm like, really, dude? I didn't do fuck shit to anybody. Just by me existing, that's how bad this thing gets, I guess, is because I'm just breathing air in a public place is enough for me to get freaking some of the worst freaking looks and disgust shit that I've ever seen. Like, energy coming at me like that. Like, what, dude? Really? I'm like, dude, I'm just at the gas station, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking I did, but I didn't do it. Or if I did it, then that means I'm breathing, and that's it. Yeah. That's enough. Which, that's fucked up. That means that, and then I'm sitting there thinking, well, there's got to be a reason that he thinks this other. He can't just be that bad evil, like, against me. So maybe there's an illness, or maybe it's something that we can fix somehow, and like, this is not right. This is something, there's got to be a reason other than that. And I still think there's got to be a reason other than that. And then, like, I feel like I offended. Oh, I'm not sick. I'm like, well, then that means you're evil. Yes. Well, no, Ted. Don't, dude. That's not true. Don't listen to that. No, I think everyone's got to change. I mean, my friends and family can't be evil people. I know that. But I know that the consciousness is moving away from empathy. Let's just put it that way. It's not going back. It can't go back for the future plans that it has. It wouldn't make sense. You just got to like connect the dots. If that's the future, and here we're at now, then yeah, there's no more that. You can't have that if we're going here, this place. You see what I'm saying? Because to get to that place, we're going to have more of that and less of this. So, yeah, it's worth fighting for. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Love you guys. Love all y'all, even the ones that don't quite like me.